Good morning, children. Welcome back to our session. Children, in the previous class we studied about a village located on the delta. So how fertile the land was, what kind of agricultural activities went on there, how rich the soils are, what kind of climatic conditions present there, and how plenty water was available in that region. These kind of things we have learned in the previous lesson, Penmakuru. Today we are going to learn about a village which doesn't have all such kind of facilities what we have seen in the previous lesson. So how the life will be present where there is a scarcity of water, where the soils are not as fertile as a delta. In such conditions, how the people lead a life, we shall understand through today's lesson called as Dokur, a village on the plateau. Generally, we have learnt under the lesson landforms that plateau is located above the sea level. It's above the sea level, and where the surface is uneven and that too rocky surface is called as a plateau. And why I am speaking about a plateau is we are going to learn about a village which is located in the Telangana plateau. Much of the Telangana is located as a plateau, and there are two parts of this Telangana which we consider it as a upper Telangana plateau and a lower Telangana plateau, which are part of Deccan plateau actually. So this Telangana plateau, as you all know that the Deccan plateau is a little tilting towards the east. They are covered on the western side by the Western Ghats and on the eastern side by the Eastern Ghats. So in between the land is little tilting towards the east. That means on the western side it is little high, and on the eastern side it is little low. It's bending towards the eastern side. As a result of this, much of the western side areas are on the higher than the sea level, and if you observe the Godavari basin or the Godavari course of river, you can easily understand how these areas have got demarcated. And when you look at Krishna Delta, the previous Penmakuru what we have learnt, so the areas are very flat, and here the plateaus are marked with small hilly regions, small hills, and these small hills hill ranges and hillocks, they are interspread in between the flat areas between them. As a result, cultivation and settlement is possible only in small pockets, where in the Telangana, in the Krishna plateau region. So this region is also a rocky surface with a thin layer of soil, and a thin layer in the sense the depth of this soil is nearly 1 or 2 feet only, not more than that. So it's only for very little shallow depth of fertile soil you find. And an important aspect of this region is that they receive very less amount of rainfall. That means it receives very low rainfall, very scanty rainfall. So we wanted to see how people live in such conditions in these regions and in this terrain. Therefore, we visited critically a typical village in the Telangana, that is Dokur, which is located on this plateau region. Actually, Dokuru is located in Devarakadra Mandal of Mahabubnagar district, and it is located 25 kilometers away from Mahabubnagar town. So this village, actually the name Dokuru is derived, this is Dokuru. Actually this name is derived from a word called as Daku, because some years ago, Daku is nothing but dacoit. Some years ago, these dacoit groups used to hide in this region, which has very high bushes, very easy to hide in the nearby forest. So they used to hide in nearby of this Dokur. For that reason, the name got it as a Dakur previously. So later it has been changed as a Dokur, and today we call it as a Dokur. So if you look at the rainfall and the climatic conditions in Dokuru, the average temperature will be 40 degrees Celsius in the months of April, May. 40 degrees Celsius of temperature gets recorded here during the summer season from February to June. However, in the months of rainy season, it varies between 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And the rainfall from the rainfall gets started in this region from the end of June and continues until October. But however, it varies a lot from year to year and from months to month. Therefore, it is unpredictable and unreliable to expect rainfall every year. During the years of really very low rainfall, that condition leads to drought situation. Drought is nothing but scarcity of water. During that condition, during that situation, crops dry away, and even there is little rainfall to fill the tanks or recharge the groundwater. Therefore, drinking water for human beings and drinking water for the cattle becomes very difficult, and in the absence of irrigational facilities, taking up agricultural operations is also very difficult. So it is very difficult to carry out any agricultural work also in these conditions. These are difficult years when people try to find out another option for employment. They try to migrate to places like Bombay, Mumbai, or to the other places, or to the Gulf region. That's the reason why most of the people from Telangana got migrated to the Gulf countries in the search of the employment also. Since such years of really low rainfall keep repeating, we can see that this region is called as a drought-prone region. Why this is called as a drought-prone region? Because repeatedly, the amount of rainfall occurs in this region is less than the normal rainfall. That's the reason why we consider this region as a drought-prone region. And coming to the soils, about half of the agricultural land in the Dokur has red soils. Of course, much of the soils in Telangana are red soils. So even Dokur also consists of red soils. These red soils are called as Yerra Nelalu. As we have seen Ondru Bhumi in Penamakuru and Nallaregadi in Penamakuru, we find Yerra Nelalu, red color soils we find mostly in the Dokuru. And these soils are not very fertile and not very deep. So as a result, they lack many nutrients. They cannot retain the water for a longer time, which doesn't allow for the growth of the plants or the big trees. So these fields have to be left uncultivable after each crop, so that they can recoup with the nutrients from the nature. That means if you cultivate in one season, another season you have to leave it empty, so that the soil becomes fertile, observing the nutrients from the nature, and next again you can cultivate after leaving one crop. So this is how they follow it. And apart from that, they also have Nalla Nelalu. So these are shallow, very shallow black soils, not deep. You might have seen the Nallaregadi of 15 feet depth in Penamakuru, but these only extend up to 60 centimeters of depth. So these soils are little suitable for the cultivation of the crops. The soils are not as good as Nallaregadi Bhumi, but they are deep black soils. The black soils is more fertile, and crops can survive for a longer period of time because it retains moisture for a longer period of time. And it retains very hard when dry and sticky even during the wet conditions. These black soils are one of the most productive soils in the out of all the soils present after the alluvium, because red soils are not that moisture retentive, whereas black soils are moisture retentive. But most of the soils found in Telangana are called as Chaudu and Garsu, because these are the major kinds of soils. 30% of the Telangana is occupied with these Garsu Bhumulu or Chaudu Bhumulu, which are not suitable for cultivation. They are uncultivable lands, and pebbles are present. Lot of uneven surface and pebbles and small stones are present, which are not suitable for the cultivation. And coming to the water resources in this region and about the agricultural activities and non-agricultural activities, we shall see in the next class, children. Thank you.